Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a quick look into the recent rework of the RSI Mantis found in the current 4.2.1 patch released to Wave 1 PTU. The ship has received a significant quality of life improvement and a complete interior overhaul. These changes are not just cosmetic, they offer a tantalizing preview of what we can expect in the upcoming RSI Meteor, a ship that is essentially a Mantis variant that has been stated to punch above its weight, likely meaning it's a fighter of some type. Upon boarding the updated Mantis, the first thing you're going to notice is the entirely new interior. The ship is using a design philosophy that brings it much closer to the aesthetic and functionality of the Zeus series, particularly the Zeus ES, falling in line with CIG's stated plan to bring all of the RSI ships somewhat in line with the current brand design RSI has been shifting towards. I'm going to go over a quick breakdown of all the interior changes observed in the 4.2.1 PTU. As stated, the Mantis now features design elements lifted directly from the Zeus, with a base layer of gray being the primary color, with blue highlights and features lining the interior. The thing that might take a moment to notice, but once you do, it's a huge improvement, is there's now a new container that rises up from the floor that now provides dedicated storage for weapons and tools. This can accommodate 2 pistols or 2 medical guns, and either a single primary weapon or a max lift tractor beam. This new storage block can be raised and lowered from a button located just behind the Mantis' seat up near the ceiling in the top right corner. The Mantis now boasts a substantial 450K personal storage, which can be accessed from under the bed or at the central container that lifts up from the floor. As with the previous Mantis, a large number of the components are tightly packed into a small space. However, there is a significant drawback to this fact. This means all of your internal components are concentrated into one big cluster, largely located on the right side of the ship, leaving them quite exposed to ballistic weaponry once the shields are breached. This could result in you needing to repair your ship more often. The space is still somewhat claustrophobic with narrow headroom in the rear habitation area, but the cockpit still offers a beautiful view, as it always has. But CIG has done a complete pass on this as well, improving the overall aesthetics. And on top of this, they also did a pass on the engine audio that has been thoroughly reworked now, sounding far more aggressive and responsive based on the controls you manipulate. Despite these significant quality of life improvements, the Mantis core combat limitations largely persist. It still relies on a pair of size 3 energy weapons, and on top of this it has 2 size 1 shield generators and very few hit points, making it extremely vulnerable in combat, especially against any sort of focused fire. And any sort of ballistic weaponry will make very quick work of the ship, especially if they utilize that right side. At the end of the day, the Mantis still seems to be geared towards being used for quantum interdiction functionality, but it will need support from other combat ships. The extensive rework of the Mantis interior and its general improvements provide a clear indication of what we can expect from the RSI Meteor sooner than later. Since the Meteor is confirmed as a Mantis variant, the teaser images show a very similar interior. We can safely assume much of the design choices on this interior will carry over to the Meteor. It is, however, possible we may lose some of the hab features to make room for additional components to allow it to be geared towards a more offensive purpose. The key distinction here is the Meteor will lack the Mantis' quantum disabling features. I anticipate the Meteor will be priced below the Mantis. This would position it as a much more accessible advanced starter ship, filling a gap for players seeking a smaller, utility-focused ship with lower overall cost. Think the Guardian versus the Guardian QI. If I had to guess, they're going to make the Meteor have 1 size 2 shield generator in place of its 2 size 1s, and then likely upgrade the Mantis' pair of size 3s over to a pair of size 4 guns that could drastically increase its offensive punch, making it a much more capable fighter. And if these defensive and offensive upgrades materialize, the Meteor could truly live up to punching above its weight, becoming a surprisingly effective combat ship for its size and price. And the current Mantis rework we're seeing is the perfect groundwork for this. It's possible also the ship's exterior. CIG's video presentations have indicated the Meteor will be out this year. Given the complete overhaul of the Mantis and direct visual correlation in the teasers, it's clear that RSI is building out both ships concurrently. This means players will get to enjoy the reworked Mantis interior in 4.2.1, and soon after the Meteor will likely be available for sale, offering a beautiful, capable, and potentially more affordable alternative for those who like RSI's design language. The RSI Meteor is definitely a ship to keep an eye on. That's all for now on the Mantis rework and its exciting implications for the upcoming RSI Meteor. If you found this breakdown helpful, give this video a like and subscribe for more Star Citizen content in the future. Be sure to check back in closer to the Meteor's official release for a full, in-depth review. And as always, thanks for watching.